Hey guys, I'm Johnny FD, and I'm in Bangkok, Thailand, and happy February. I'm actually on my way to my next destination, but in this month's update, I wanted to talk about what happened these last 31 days in January, mostly in Chiang Mai, Thailand. It's been an exciting month, and it's going to be a really exciting month coming forward, so let's get started. All right, so if you're new to my YouTube channel, my blog, this is a monthly update that I've been doing every month for the last 6 years, talking about where I traveled, my goals for the month, if I hit them or not, how much money I earned, as well as how much money I spent, so expenses wise. And it's been really, really fun. This month, I was back in Chiang Mai for a second month this year. Normally, I actually like to spend 3 to 6 months in Chiang Mai every year because I really, really love it. But just because of the visas and because we're in Playa del Carmen, Mexico this year, and I really wanted to spend more time there just because it was my first time really digging into Mexico, that I ended up staying there for way longer. And I figured, with the visas getting harder and harder in Chiang Mai or in Thailand, let me come just for 2 months this year. I just came in on a 30-day tourist visa, which you just get like a stamp when you arrive, and then I extended it for another 30 days for 2,000 baht, which is about $55, and it was easy. If I wanted to stay a third month, I would have had to actually apply for a visa or fly in and out. And I figured, you know what, this year, let me just give it a break. Let me go somewhere new instead, or somewhere different. And that's why I'm leaving early. And also, unfortunately, this year, the burning season started kind of early, where last year it did. So a lot of people are now afraid of staying in Chiang Mai in February, even though traditionally for the last 10 years, burning season has always started in March. So it's starting almost a full month early. Who knows what's actually going to happen this year? But a lot of people have already been leaving, so less community, less fun, and the air is not great every day either. It's been okay so far. January was fine. There was no reason not to be there, unless you are super sensitive, like you're elderly or an infant. But in general, like I'm pretty sensitive, and I was pretty okay. So I was happy I stayed in Chiang Mai, and I actually really loved it. I really, really love Chiang Mai. It's great for my routine. It's great for, hanging out with friends. It's great for productivity. And my goal for this month was really just to stay and just chill. And that's why, even though my parents happen to be traveling to Taiwan this exact time, I think they're there right now still. I told them, I really wanted to go and see them, but the flight from Chiang Mai to Taipei to would have to go through Bangkok, and then from there, they're not in Taipei, they're in the south of the island, which means I would have to take a train to the south just for 4 days with them, and then do the whole route back to Thailand because there's no flights to my next destination from the south of the island. And I'm really, really happy that I stayed in Chiang Mai because I actually discovered all these cool places. I went back to the hot springs. I went to the aquarium for the very first time ever. Met a lot of cool friends. And this month, I actually did something I haven't done in a long time. I did intermittent fasting, 1 meal a day. People call it OMAD, Nomad. And if you've been following my blog or my journey, you'll know that when I was in really good shape was around 2013, 2015. And if you read my book, Life Changes Quick, if you look at any of the photos or videos, I was really thin. If anything, I was probably a little bit too thin because I was focused so much on just shedding weight, being lean. I was doing CrossFit. I had no alcohol, no sugar, no carbs for those whole 2 years, and it really worked. It worked really, really good. I was drinking bulletproof coffee in the morning, which is butter, MCT oil, like coconut oil and coffee, and then basically fasting until lunch, and then having paleo food. So meat, eggs, vegetables, no rice, no bread. Once a week, I would have like a sweet potato, and that was it. And it worked really, really well. And I fell off the horse in 2016. I had I had a really hard breakup. A lot of things kind of happened during that year that I don't want to get too much into, but I just decided, I was like, you know what? Let's have fun. So I started drinking a lot. I started like eating a lot of pizza and bread and KFC, and I just like, all right, let's just travel. I worked really hard. I made all this money. I have all this freedom. Let me just enjoy myself. So that's when I started traveling to Europe a lot. In Mexico, I was drinking beers and eating tacos every day. I was partying a lot, and it's caught up to me. It was. If you've been following my videos, you could see every month I was just like gaining and gaining weight, and I got to my heaviest, and I realized like this isn't the way I want to live. And the kind of final straw was I had left a bag of clothes in Chiang Mai with my buddy Shane. Thanks, Shane. And it had a really nice dress shirt that I had kept because I wanted to wear it at the next Nomad Summit. So I didn't want to have to buy another shirt. And it didn't fit at all. Like I just physically could not put it on. And that's when I decided I need to do something. So I was like, all right, let's go back to this diet because I know it works. And cut out all alcohol, all sugar, all carbs. And for whatever reason, I wasn't bulletproof fasting or doing the bulletproof coffee. I think it was just because at the time I didn't have my blender yet, and I just didn't do it. And I realized, you know what, my body's pretty adapted now. I don't actually need it anymore. So I've been drinking black coffee until about 1 or 2, having my first meal and then second meal usually around 6. But then I started hanging out with Patrick, my buffet bro, if you've been following my Instagram. And what's really cool about that is he was doing the same kind of diet. And every day we would meet around 3 p.m. and then work out for a few hours together. And he's in really, really great shape. So great tip, if you ever want to follow the advice of someone, make sure they're more successful than you. So if you're going to follow someone's advice with business, make sure they've done it themselves and they're not just, reciting stuff they read online. Same thing with fitness. If the other person's in better shape than you, follow their advice. Don't tell them, I read on Reddit, this, or I read online this, or the studies show this. If your goal is just to be in really good shape and you're like, all right, this guy's in really good shape, just follow what he does. So that's what I did. And ended up, he was doing 1 meal a day. And I decided, you know what, let me give this a shot. So for the last month, I've been having my first meal around 5:30 p.m. and we would go to a buffet just because it was the easiest and cheapest way to get all those calories in a short amount of time. And we would eat for 2 hours or whatever, we'd just hang out, skip all the dessert, skip all the bread, and then that's it. I mean, that was our meal. And it doesn't seem like it's that possible, but it really wasn't that hard. At least as a guy, I don't know biologically if it's the same for women, but for a guy in my position, it worked really good. And I would be hungry around 2 or 3, but then I would go to the gym and I'd be fine. So in that time, I've lost now, I think 3.7 kg, which is like 8 pounds. I was able to keep all my lean muscle mass. I actually got in much better shape. A lot of people commented on it especially at the like pool party or the Nomad Summit, because they saw me just a few months ago in Mexico and I was super bloated from all the alcohol and bread and just the crap I'd been eating. And then I fit in the shirt perfectly. So saved money buying the shirt and just very, very happy. I would love to continue that, but now that I left Chiang Mai, it's hard to stay in that routine. And this is why it's so important to stay into a good routine, is because once you break it and you start traveling, you have to start everything over again. I'm trying to do the same thing here in Bangkok, but it turns out all the buffets don't start until 7:30 p.m., which is way longer than I would like, and then way later than I would like. I don't have my buffet bro to keep me on track. So I'm still going to the gym, still, trying to do 1 or 2 meals a day, but it's much harder when you're traveling. You have to find new places and, you don't have your partners to do it with. So that's my advice, is whatever your routine is, whether it's a work routine, an eating routine, or exercise routine, stay in the routine, stay in places longer so you can carry through with it. So here's some screenshots of us at the buffets. It's funny because we started having other people join us at the buffets. Ironically, most of them actually weren't doing 1 meal a day. They're just having daily buffets with us. I downloaded a really cool app. It's called Zero. It's free, and I highly recommend it to keep track of your fasting. And here's a picture at the gym. I mean, at the Nomad Summit pool party. And even though I'm not as lean as I would like to be yet, in 1 month, I basically went from having a huge beer gut from Mexico and from Eastern Europe and from all the just crap for the last year to like being relatively decent shape again and fitting all my clothes, which is great. So if you haven't already, make sure you join the email list. We call it the Travel Like a Boss Army. This is where I give you guys updates on things I'm doing while I'm doing it. So you don't have to wait till the end of the month to watch it on video. I send out, emails probably twice a week with what I'm currently up to. So make sure you do that there, and also for meetups and things like that. So if you want to meet up in Chiang Mai, in Thailand and Bangkok, you probably would have gotten an email here or my next place. So it's been a fun month of eating amazing buffets, like really good food. And the side benefit is not only did I feel 100% satisfied at the end of each meal because it was a buffet, not only did I lose weight, not only did I add muscle, but also, and then I had like tons of mental clarity and energy, but also I actually ended up spending less money because I was only eating one meal a day. And the buffets in Thailand are like anywhere between 179 baht to 300 baht, so maybe between $5 and $9. So my expenses for the month, even though I started working out of a co-working space this month, it's because I had more to do. Even though I was doing kind of all these cool things, I ended up spending just $818 the entire month. It includes a really nice gym, getting massages, taking Uber everywhere, because this is the first time I also didn't ride a motorbike, mainly for safety reasons, and it was fine. I had no problems. I walked everywhere, and then anytime I wanted to go somewhere further, I would just take a Grab taxi, which is like Uber, and I wouldn't think about the cost, and it still didn't end up being that much, so it's been really, really great. Here was my office of the day at the coffee shop I would go to, but then I would also go to Hub 53, which is a really good co-working, co-living space, and it's in a cool hangout environment, highly recommended. And if you haven't yet, check out the video of the newest co-working space in Chiang Mai. It's called Coca-Cola. It looks really cool. It's like a Bali-style hangout place with a pool, but upstairs there's a quiet room and a main room to work out of. Highly, highly recommend this place. And I'm also really, really happy that they opened in Chiang Mai, because this is kind of what we needed, right? Like, Bali is so Instagram worthy that even though the infrastructure is crap, it's terrible. Like, getting around is terrible, internet's terrible. Like, it's just everything about Bali is just the beautiful Instagram photo. And it's really fake. And that's why I hate it. But I understand people like working out of beautiful places or taking pictures in beautiful places and sharing and get all the likes, getting all the comments, having people be jealous like, oh, I can't believe you're in Bali, it's so beautiful. We have that in Chiang Mai now, and everything actually works. So cheers to Coca-Cola for opening. I hope we have more stuff like this. So also for January was pretty decent income. I have my dropshipping stores that I started with partners. Some of them are doing well. And even though actually a lot of friends who are doing Amazon FBA or drop shipping from China, they're getting hurt because of inventory issues for, everything. Right? Chinese New Year shuts things down. The coronavirus thing is messing things up, and just people were out of stock. They're kind of messed up. But all my friends and myself that follow Anton's method of drop shipping, which is selling high ticket, expensive items, $300 to $3,000 items from U.S. suppliers, we had no issues because everything's already in the U.S. Maybe there might be issues like down the road to like restock some things, but everything's already in the U.S. in a warehouse. So it's been really, really good. Some of our stores had really, really good months this month. So that's why it's not as flashy. It's not as, a hot topic, but Anton's way is still the best way. And what's cool is every January, Udemy does a bunch of promotions, which sells a bunch of my courses that I haven't talked about a whole year. And in there, you get some organic income coming in. We just started a Patreon for Invest Like a Boss because Sam's been getting busy, I'm busy, and we really want to hire a VA to be able to schedule all the new guests so we can continue having 3 or 4 episodes a week. But we've been cutting back to like 1 or 2 just because we've been both so busy to schedule people and find people. And to be honest, it's cost me $125 an episode to edit out of my pocket. That's what we pay our editor, and the sponsors haven't really been covering that until very recently. So we're at a huge loss for the podcast, but we love doing this. We want to continue, and I'm so happy that we got a Patreon, and now we have a bunch of Patreon subscribers who are actually helping out with it, and hopefully that keeps growing. So in total, my profit for January, the revenue was much higher, obviously, but the total profit was almost $7,000. That's $6,920. Here's a breakdown of some of the kind of highlights. Well, the reason why I wanted to show you my Udemy courses is you can see it's almost all organic, or through their ad program, or through their affiliate program. Like literally just one sale came through a link from my website. And my hottest selling course is called Small Talk Networking. It's a course I made years ago with my ex-girlfriend. It's still a good course, which is why people buy it, but it like has nothing to do with digital nomad or business. So it really shows like it's possible. Here's my dashboard for one of my dropshipping stores. We did $16,597 in sales. Really, really good month as well. Decent conversion rates. And this is January when a lot of other people are dropping the ball. And that's built with Anton's method. And last but not least, here's our Patreon page for Invest Like a Boss. And you can see that we have 18 Patreons already that are pledging $183 a month to help us be able to continue growing the show, having more episodes, as well as just continue what we're doing. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate that. Hopefully we can do that for Travel Like a Boss one day as well. But yeah, that's it. So this is the month. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Make sure you read the blog post for just way more info and way more details. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments because I'm happy to help. And hopefully I'll see you either here in Bangkok, Thailand, if you're here for the next couple of days, or in Sri Lanka, which is in the next destination. More updates on that coming soon. See you guys.